again. It is Wednesday. Thank you, Shadow Stevens. What a voice, what a jacket, what a pair of glasses. Welcome back to the all-new Hollywood Squares Hello Squares.
Hello, John.
It is Wednesday, as I said. We have a reigning champion. Our challenger is a very good-looking young man. He could be Superman. He looks so wonderful. Kurt Solom. Hi, Kurt. Welcome, Kurt, to the show.
Thank you.
Kurt, tell the stars all about yourself. What do you do?
Well, I'm an emergency medicine resident at UCLA, and I live in Sherman Oaks with my wife and 1.5-year-old daughter named Whitney.
Good for you. Let's hope they're watching. We could use some emergency medical assistance here. Good luck on the show. You got your work cut out for you because she's awful sharp. Her name, our reigning champion, is Heidi Ruth. Let's say it for Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Now, we met you yesterday. You almost won the car. When you went back home, did your friends say anything about how you were on the show? Did they think you were good on the show?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Tell the stars all about yourself.
Okay, I'm from Cerritos, California. I teach tap, ballet, and jazz lessons for the city of Cerritos. I'm a full-time student at Cal State Long Beach.
Yeah, yay, Cal State Long Beach. Good luck on the show. Here's how you do well. You win a tic-tac-toe. 2 squares across down and diagonally. You acquire as many squares as you can. The winner of each game will receive $500 in cash. Something new this year. After the first couple of games, the last game will be worth $1,000. So whoever wins the most money at the end of the show will have a chance to drive away in one of these Chevrolets. Aren't they nice? As always, our challenger starts. Kurt, you're in a square by determining if the celebrity is giving a correct answer. Pick a talented square.
I'll start with center square Will Shriner.
That's a talented square. Will, this is a visual question for you, Will. First of all, congratulations on your new talk variety show. You're so good across the country. Let me hold this up. This is Peter Piper, all right? This is a peck of peppers. In your square, you have a bushel, do you not? Do you have a bushel there, big guy? Hold that up. Here is the question, Will. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pecks of pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick to pack a bushel?
John, could you repeat the question?
If Peter Piper picked pickled peppers, how many pecks of pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick to pack a bushel?
I think it's 13. It's called a dozen.
In other words, how many pecks are there in a bushel? Is that what we're really asking? Will Steiner, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm guessing 12.
Kurt?
I'll have to disagree.
X gets the square. There are 4 pecks in a bushel. Don't let anybody kid you. X gets the square. Over to you. How do you take a square?
Brandon Tartikoff, please.
The president of NBC, Brandon Tartikoff. Brandon, we're so glad you're here with us.
Nice to be here, John.
Here's a question for you. Let's look at the primetime schedule. Let's go back in television history. Yesterday, we looked at 1957. Let's look at the primetime schedule. We'll ask you a question about it. Tuesday night, the year is 1965. There's one of the NBC vice presidents coming out there to help you. Yeah. There were lots of hit shows around that year, but our vice president just can't remember what show started off NBC's schedule that night. So help him out. Which of those memorable shows was in that opening time slot? Was it Hullabaloo, My Mother the Car, Hank, well, it brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it? Camp Run-Amok, Hey Landlord, or Branded? Branded, yes, I was looking at your name. Which one started off the schedule in 1965? Where were you then?
I was just getting out of reform school then, so it's going to be a wild guess. I would have to go with Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo. Heidi, now this man programs. He decides what goes on NBC.
Since I wasn't even around.
He says Hullabaloo started off their evening in Tuesday night, 65. What do you think?
Ugly.
No. My Mother the Car, starring Jerry Van Dyke. So, X gets the square. Kurt, over to you. She's helped you out.
I'll take Jim J. Bullock for the win.
Jim J. Bullock.
I love you people.
Jim?
I really do.
It's a question. X gets the square.
That's funny, John.
I mean, X might. If Peter Piper picked a peck of plain unpickled peppers, but preferred pickled peppers instead, he would pack his peppers in prepared pickling. The primary purpose of pickling is what? Now, I almost got that right. The question, Jim, is what is the primary purpose of pickling your pepper?
What's the primary purpose of pickling your pepper?
Have you ever pickled your pepper?
Not to my knowledge. I don't know. I could have.
You know how you pickle your peppers?
I guess you pickle your peppers so your peppers will last longer. I don't know.
You want it? Is that your answer?
Last longer.
Or to last longer, Solon?
Yeah.
I mean, that's your last name, Kurt.
It's a preservative, so I agree.
Yes, it is. That's for the win. X gets the square. $5. We'll take a break. Secret Square game is next. Stay with us. It's madness today on the Hollywood Squares. We'll be right back. Let's go. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pecks of pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick to pack a bushel? No problem, John. Nothing.
Whenever I want to make a good impression.
If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pecks of pickled peppers could Peter Piper pick to pack a bushel? Hey, John, that's easy. I mean, try asking a whoopee question. Thank you, Bob Eubanks and Dick Clark. As always, the game number 2 is our Secret Square game, and the player who chooses that could win this. Shadow.
It's the Home Entertainment Center, John. Starting with Panasonic's Hi-Fi VHS VCR featuring built-in power amplifier with individual volume, treble, bass, and balance controls, plus slow-motion playback, and Panasonic's high-tech 27-inch television stereo receiver offering an exceptional picture, on-screen display, and 4-speaker sound system, and Panasonic's sleek, lightweight, full-size VHS camcorder. It records in low light and has high-speed shutter for capturing quick action, all furnished by Panasonic.
Let's reveal our Secret Square, our home audience only. And Heidi Rose, you have to catch up here. Now you're a reigning champion. Pick a square.
Princess Zsa Zsa, please.
Yes, Zsa Zsa Gabor. With her lovely jewelry. It looks very nice.
I love it, what I have on right now.
According to Woman magazine, you've just run into someone you've met before, but you forgot his or her name. Should you just fake it or ask the person his name?
Well, I always forget everybody's name, so I always say, darling meets darling. But there's nothing worse when somebody comes up to me and says, I bet you forgot my name. I don't say, yes, I did, but I did. Once I forgot my husband's name. I introduced him with a different name. That was rather embarrassing.
But what do you think Woman magazine would say? Would they say that you...
is too tight.
Yeah, right. Did you just fake it? Did you fake it or ask him his
Well,
name?
I think the best thing is to fake it. To say, darling, how wonderful to see you, darling.
Heidi, what do you think? She says
agree.
fake it. That's it. Circle gets a square. Over to you, Kurt. Pick a square.
I'll take Emma Sam's, please.
Emma Sams from Dynasty.
Yeah.
Oh!
Well, I have to tell Kurt something.
Yes?
Kurt, I did an emergency medical technician course at UCLA.
Oh, really?
But not quite the same thing, but similar.
Great. Perhaps you two should talk about this later. Here's your question, Emma. What's a Highland fling?
A Highland fling would be a one-night stand with a Scotsman, wouldn't it be?
The devil, Emma.
Not that I would know about that, of course.
Highland fling. You're not stuck. How, well, are you English?
No, but Scotland is pretty close to England,
Yes.
where I used to live. It's a dance. A dance.
She says it's a dump.
I'll agree.
X gets a square. It's the folk dance. Over to you, Heidi. Pick a square.
Alf, please.
Ow!
Hey, Brandon, here's another way to use me. Hit it, Shadow. It's the NBC Nightly News, reporting somewhere. From the cosmos to the sea, it's the NBC Nightly News starring me. Yeah! Big line, Broadway. Elf to star on Broadway in a Cats musical. Only becomes a cooking musical. Film on 11. Now we go to John Davidson, our special correspondent. John?
Yes, all right. Thank you, Al.
What they want.
Here's your question. That's another show. Television's most popular news programs was the Huntley-Brinkley Report, remember?
No.
Well, it was a big
I wasn't here then.
You were in Melmac.
No, I was on Melmac.
Yeah, well, one of the guys,
We had the Buntley-Hinckley report,
Yeah.
which you don't want to know about.
Huntley-Brinkley Report. One of them was in New York, the other was in Washington. The question is, who was where?
Who was where?
Yes.
All right? I've got a 50-50 chance of screwing this up.
Yeah.
I'd say that Huntley was in New York, and Brinkley was in Washington with Huntley's wife.
Heidi, what do you think?
I disagree.
He's right. Chet Huntley was in New York, and David Brinkley was in Washington. X gets the square. Let's hear it for Al. Oh, your turn. Pick a square.
I'll take Brandon Tartikoff to win.
That's the way to play the game. Hi, Brandon. We all know the Roman city of Pompeii, yes? It was destroyed by Mount Vesuvius. But what put an end to the Roman city of Herculaneum? Herculaneum.
No cable?
Who put an end to the Roman city of Herculaneum?
I believe it was a tidal wave.
Tidal wave. This is before the wind, Kurt.
I disagree.
Good. It was also buried by Vesuvius, the volcano, and a series of square, $500. We'll take a break and be right back. Stay with us. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. The peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. Now, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Where is the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked? Scratchy throat.
88.
The new, not the old Hollywood Squares is heading for New York City's Radio City Music Hall for 2 full weeks this November. So, if you'd like free tickets, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Hollywood Squares Radio City Station, New York, 10101.
Thank you, Shannon. Stephen, in case we don't get to complete our last game, at the sound of this horn, we'll finish that question, and each X and O on the board will be worth $200, something new this year. Heidi, you're our reigning champion. You have to catch up. Pick a square.
Jim J. Bullock, please.
Jim
Hi.
J.
How are you? You're very young.
Jim, Rick, Ilsa, Renault, and Sam are all characters from one of the most famous movies Hollywood ever turned out. What's the name of the movie?
Ilsa and the Seven Dwarfs. Thank you. That was very funny.
Ilsa, Rick, Renault, and Sam.
Ilsa, Renault, Reynolds, and Sam.
They're all from some famous movie.
Heidi, don't trust me. The Sound of Music.
Heidi, what do you think?
I disagree.
Casablanca. Circle gets
love
the
that
square. Over to you, Kurt. Pick a square.
I'll take Kim Fields, please.
Kim Fields from Facts of Life. Kim, look at your new hat. Kim, lovely lady, according to a recent survey of college students, more than 70% said that the most important thing for a happy life is to be...
On a show for 9 years.
like Facts of Life, yeah.
Is to be healthy.
Healthy, Kurt.
I'll disagree.
They said well off financially, make a lot of money. They're going for it. X gets the square. Over to you, Heidi. Pick a square.
Brandon Tartikoff, please.
Yes, president of NBC. Brandon, how are you enjoying it so far? Is it fun sitting up there and waiting to be called on?
It could be a career ender, John, but...
Yes. If you live, Brandon, in Alaska, let's say you live in Alaska, you must always be on guard from attack from the violent Willywaws. What are the Willywaws?
That'll be a new cartoon show on NBC this fall. I knew you'd like it.
Yeah.
Actually,
Give you any idea, Brandon, here, just kind of like take your time, glance over this square, perhaps.
Are you saying you want to be a newsman for NBC, Alf? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, sure, put words in my mouth.
We'll talk about that later. Brandon, here's your question. What is a Willywaw?
Willywaw actually refers to a disease you get from eating bad meat. Sometimes moose, elk, those kinds of things.
Heidi?
I disagree.
What are you talking? You sound like me on the old Hollywood Square Circus. It's a strong wind. Strong wind that blows across. Kurt, over you pick a square.
I'll take Will Schreiner to block.
Will Schreiner in our center square. Will.
Pressure. Okay.
Here's your question. Proposed Peter Piper's backpack was packed with a peck of pickled pimento peppers. Could he possibly prepare a pint of paprika from his pre-packed pimento?
John, here's the question. Proposed Peter Piper's backpack was packed with a peck of pickled pimento peppers. Could he possibly prepare a pint of paprika from his pre-packed pimentos?
Bob Barker, thanks a lot. Do you understand the question, Will?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Do you have an answer for this ridiculous question?
Yes, the answer is yes, from paprika pimentos.
Well, he says yes. Kurt, what do you think?
Disagree.
No, he's right. Pimentos are a source of paprika. Circle would get the square, but she has to earn that herself.
You're looking at stuff on a talk.
Heidi, over to you. Pick a square.
Will Steiner for the win, please.
Yes, Will.
Oh, for the win.
What a
now.
clever guy. Almost pressure. Congratulations on the success of your new show, Will.
Thank you, John.
According to a Modern Bride magazine, within $500, what does the average couple spend for a honeymoon outside of continental United States?
Does this include the Cool Whip? No, I'm kidding. It's a family show. It's $100 if you sleep in the car.
A couple goes outside the United States.
outside the
See, they
United
want to
States.
spend a
Trick
honeymoon. What is the average couple going to spend within $500?
Oh, I'd say $1,200.
This is for the win. Heidi?
I disagree.
Good for you. $2,800, $500, $1,000. Circle get the square. That's right, it is $1,000 because that was our third game. We go on to our fourth game. We have a tie and we have time. Kurt, over to you. Pick a square.
Shadow Stevens.
Shadow Stevens. Shadow.
Yeah.
According to the Los Angeles Times, the first one was called Piggly Wiggly. The first what?
Piggly Wiggly, the first Miss Bulgaria? I know, it's subtle. It'll come back to you later.
According to the Los Angeles Times, the first one was called Piggly Wiggly.
Okay.
The first what?
Piggly Wiggly, trust me on this. I'm from North Dakota. There was one in my hometown of Jamestown. Piggly Wiggly was a supermarket. Believe this.
Kurt, now it's up to you. You don't have to trust him. He's just saying that. Let's remind our stars that
Trust me on this, Kurt.
Kurt, what do you think?
I trust him. I agree.
That's it. Yeah. That's just the square. Over to you, Heidi.
Princess Zsa Zsa, please.
Zsa Zsa Gabor. Oh, Zsa, it gets down to you. Now, let me explain something.
down
If you
here.
get this right, then we will go to a tiebreaker question. So, let's see how you do. According to Emily Post, which servant should be the highest paid? Your cook, your butler, or your chauffeur?
I think the cook.
Heidi? She says the cook.
I agree.
No.
Oh,
The chauffeur, X gets the square. We have a new champion. Congratulations. You have $1,400. Heidi, you didn't do so badly.
No, I
you
didn't.
have $1,000 from today, and you have a grand total of $1,900, including the $900
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thanks for being on the show. Well, Kurt, you're our champion because you won $1,400 in cold cash. I have 5 keys here. 1 key is for each one of those Chevys there. Which Chevrolet would you like to try? It'll start one of them. Would you like to try the Beretta? What about the Cavalier RS? What about the Corsica? What about the S10 pickup? What about the S10 Blazer? What do you think, Kurt? They're all nice cars.
The S10 Blazer.
Yeah. That's the way to go. We'll be right back with Kurt Solom and his Blazer right after this. Maybe Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. You cannot do this. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of peppers? Where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Ta-da! Close. Curtis shows in this beautiful S10 Blazer. Tell us about it, Shadow.
The S10 Blazer 4x4 with standard shift on the fly, instant track for fun on and off the road. The S10, today's Chevy truck.
It's worth $12,079. Audience and stars, help him out. On the count of 3, turn that key. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you, squares, and
contestants will receive the following new Lee Sculptured Nails, professional and permanent-like salon nails you can do at home. New Lee Sculptured Nails. And now for painful lip problems, there's new medicated Vaseline lip therapy. It gently covers for healing and soothing relief. And soft scent skin lotion with vitamin E, where the feel of healthy skin begins. And new Extra Strength AIM, the only extra fluoride toothpaste accepted by the American Dental Association. The most fluoride. That's the strength of Extra Strength AIM.